What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of History Behind the Horror. I'm your host, Tan. For tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about Siren Head again based on all the likes and comments that we got on our last Siren Head video. Comments that I will be putting in this video somewhere, by the way. So if you want to be featured in another video, make sure you guys put a comment in this video, and I will try to get you up there if you're lucky. But make sure they're actually nice comments, because I'm not going to put them up there because I'm a special snowflake and very sensitive. But before we get into all of that, it's time for a shameless plug. Patreon, something that I've been a part of since the birth of this channel, but I rarely ever promoted it. Why, you ask? I actually have no idea, but it has some things that I'm sure you will be interested in. If you're one of those History Behind the Horror fans that just can't wait to see the next episode, consider being a patron. You will get every HBTH video 1 day to 1 full week in advance before anyone else on YouTube. All of the history videos, all of the gameplay videos, all of the new series like Was It a Good Game series coming to the channel very soon, and you get the opportunity to suggest what episode you would like to see next on History Behind the Horror, or gameplay, or a new series you can recommend me that you would like to see, along with a shout out at the end of every video. And one last big important announcement before we get into the video. Me and my girlfriend, we're just gonna call her Phantom Bunny for right now, have teamed up to bring you guys horror games. Yes, we will be creating horror games for our Patreon, and we already have a game almost done as this video is being made. So if any of you guys are fans of games like The Witch's House and Mad Father, I highly recommend you guys check out the Patreon, because this is for you. We have a demo currently out right now that isn't available to anyone unless you are part of the Patreon, and a full game will be released very soon on Patreon, which the patrons will get it absolutely free. So enough of the shameless plugs, let's finally get into the video. Originally, Siren Head was created back in 2018 by the Canadian horror type artist known as Trevor Henderson, who is known for making various bizarre creatures over the internet. His other creations include Cartoon Cat, the Country Road Creature, the Bridge Worms, the Man with the Upside Down Face, the Smile Room, the Good Boy, the Lamb, the Man in the Red Room, and a few others. The first photo of Siren Head he made was the one featuring Siren Head at a graveyard, in which he wrote a story about. Henderson also mentioned that Siren Head is very similar to the famous creepypasta character today known as Slender Man. Why am I not surprised? Henderson also goes on to explain that Siren Head isn't a human, although Siren Head does have a voice and can possibly speak a language. Specifically, Siren Head does not have any eyes, so it is possible that Siren Head uses other senses in order to orientate in space, like echolocation, though Siren Head's use of camouflage says otherwise. However, Trevor has stated Siren Head does not actually need eyes, ears, a nose, or the ability to feel vibrations to be able to find prey due to his supernatural nature. He has also confirmed that Siren Head is not of this reality.
Bullshit.
Siren Head is a 40-foot tall humanoid creature with a heavily emaciated, near skeletal frame covered in dried, mummified flesh, the color of rusty metal. Ew, that's fucking nasty. Its limbs are disproportionately long and thin, with arms as long as its legs, ending in huge bony hands. In place of his head and neck is a thin pole of flesh with 2 metal sirens attached on either side, hence the name Siren Head, and several black wires snaking around its neck and into its upper shoulders pressed against its abdomen. These speakers are the only metal parts of its body fused to the neck by tendrils of skin and capable of swiveling around it, much like the head of an owl. Some images depict Siren Head's speakers with toothy, lipless, human-like jaws and a long, thin, retractable snake-like tongue, though Henderson has said that the teeth are only visible on a certain radio frequency. That's actually pretty fucking scary. I'm not even gonna lie. True to its name, Siren Head speakers can play various types of loud noises, typically air raid sirens, garbled music, awkward conversations with your dad, imitations of people close to the victims, number station broadcast, or emergency broadcast. Trevor has revealed that Siren Head is able to pick up sounds it hears from the airwaves and repurpose them, and while it does not make any sense to us, it is a conscious choice on its part. When mimicking a human, a distinctive distortion in the voices is always present due to the sounds being played through sirens instead of vocal cords or other organic means of creating noise. As expected, Siren Head is very hostile and dangerous. Siren Head is mainly located in royal towns and wooded areas. The victims of Siren Head are lost travelers, hikers, or even children. Holy shit. If the sounds of someone in distress are released, it can be a method of Siren Head trying to lure the victim into the woods. Since Siren Head can blend in very well within trees, people do not notice it. It could make its brutal attack at any time and capture its victims, while the sound of their loved ones talking are being played from Siren Head's sirens. You heartless bastard. Trevor has recently posted another drawing of Siren Head along with another concept of Siren's anatomy. He states that he likes the idea that Siren Head's body is stuffed full of loose cassette tapes and giant pulsing reel-to-reel tape recorder connected by organic fibers and veins. This guy is fucking nasty. It is possible that these tapes store the various noises that Siren Head broadcasts. However, this has not yet been confirmed yet. Trevor has also said that it is possible that Siren Head consistently changes over the years, or that his appearance could somehow be incomprehensible to humans, or our eyes just see the closest approximation to his actual appearance. None of these have been officially confirmed by Trevor, so go with whichever one you think sounds less bullshit. Siren Head mainly uses an ambush strategy to hunting, disguising itself in deep forests or royal areas before attacking its prey. With its sound-based abilities, it can mimic other sounds, music, talking, alerts, sirens, an old episode of SpongeBob, who cares as long as it works right, to lure in prey or drown out someone's cry for help with its sound-based abilities. It is also possible Siren Head can concentrate its sound into one large sonic blast or a specific tone to take out a large group of people. Damn! Who knew Siren Head was the sound ninja from Naruto? It is yet unknown what Siren Head does to its caught prey, but it eating them or making them disappear without a trace. The first sighting of Siren Head occurred in 1966 when a family on vacation in Arizona desert captured an image of Siren Head near two telephone poles. In 1978, 9-year-old Catherine went missing after she tried to investigate strange noises from the woods near her family's backyard. This is actually interesting because in Slender the Arrival, this same fate happened to a kid named Charlie. If you haven't played Slender the Arrival, I highly recommend it to you. It's a really good game. Just don't play Slender the 8 pages. We don't talk about Slender the 8 pages. Ever. Her sister reported that Catherine heard the voice of her mother calling to them, but it was wrong and echoey. A few years later in 1984, 4 teenagers went camping in the National Park of Pennsylvania. After they were reported missing, one of them turned up on his family's doorstep alone, saying that his friends were taken by something huge in the woods. Or were they? No traces of the others were found except a sneaker that fell from the tallest tree of a branch just a year later. 6 years later, in 1990, a park ranger in Kings Canyon, not to be confused with Apex Legends Kings Canyon National Park, found a man clinging to a tree branch 20 feet off the ground who doesn't seem to respond to any of his commands. When rescue operations were underway, the man was discovered dead, with many of the tissues in his face, like the eardrums and eyes, having been somehow ruptured. In 1992, a drifter claimed to have seen something as tall as a telephone pole striding through the trees near New Hope, Pennsylvania. She said the head resembled a telephone pole with speakers hanging off of it, and that it sang like an old song from the radio. We'll be back with more ghost adventures after this commercial break. Well, with anything that becomes extremely popular on the internet, like urban legends and creepypastas, you already know what we're gonna get. Funko Pops? No. But a Funko Pop Siren Head figure would be pretty sick. Video games. Lots and lots of video games. And if you're a generic YouTuber like me, the #1 spot to get all of your games from would be none other than itch.com. I browse itch.io from time to time, and this is where I first originally found out what a Siren Head was. It got so out of hand that we actually got a Siren Head dating game. I shit you not, if you go to itch.com and type in Siren Head, there is a Siren Head dating simulator game which you date Siren Head and answer questions correctly, or you will get your cheeks fucking eaten. And I'm not talking about the good kind.
Oh, hell no!
Siren Head, a video game developer known as Modest Interactive, created a video game named Siren Head. Because what else would you fucking name it? Henderson had no connection with the game being developed, except the creator asked Henderson if he was able to create the game. Henderson approved with the exception of being credited in the game. The player is portraying a forest ranger who is supposed to escape from Siren Head inside of the woods while searching for a missing hiker. At the beginning of the game, the player starts at 2 ramps with their car. The player then turns around and explores the woods, hearing a noise in the distance that sounds like a siren. Further on, the player sees various scratch marks along the ground and a few items such as a backpack and a t-shirt covered in bushes. At the end of the woods, the player finds the mutilated dead traveler with blood on the ground. Once the player turns around, Siren Head appears behind the player. Siren Head will then start chasing the player with releases of various sounds playing through his sirens, slashing his claws when he gets close to the player. The player's goal is to run away back into the car and escape Siren Head. If Siren Head gets close enough to the player, glitch effects will start appearing and Siren Head would eventually grab the player and kill them instantly by lifting and dropping them to the ground. And that's pretty much the whole game. Can you honestly say you expected more from a Siren Head video game? To be honest, I actually expected them to do something like Slender, The 8 Pages, the game we vowed to never speak of ever on this channel, even though I brought it up 2 times already. But there are other Siren Head games that are actually pretty more impressive than this one. One where you actually can use a fucking sniper rifle, which is actually pretty cool. And there are a few other ones that kind of still relate to this one. And again, Slender, The 8 Pages. Okay, that's 3 times I'm ending this fucking video. If you did enjoy what you've seen here tonight, consider hitting the like button because it helps my self-esteem and keeps me motivated. And also make sure you guys please share the video. It does help this channel out a lot, and put in the comment section for what you would like to see next on the channel. And also make sure to check out the Patreon. As I said before, we have a lot of things coming up soon that I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss, and also a brand new game coming out. Demo should be out soon, and you get a shout out at the end of the video, and also get to choose what you want to see here next on History Behind the Horror. Again, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you on the next episode of History Behind the Horror.